All right. All right, shalom, Israel, all the brothers and sisters tuning in. If I can get y'all to like and share the class, let everybody know we live. Again, like and share the class, let everybody know we live. Give brothers and sisters a couple seconds to get in here. All right. Shalom, Israel, you live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. I'm Priest of Captain Soccer War, holding down the class here in Memphis, Tennessee. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes from 7 to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time to teach so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians the truth according to the Bible. All you brothers and sisters tuning in, if you could like and share the class, let everybody know we live. If you got any family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, get them in contact with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. You understand? We provide leadership, guidance, counsel, and support of all kinds for the Lord's chosen people, so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. Every Tuesday, we have a brotherhood class. We go into the Bible and discover the ways that the Most High has established for us to learn to love one another, appreciate one another, and stand for one another. Last night's class, we covered Am I My Brother's Keeper, showing you the laws in the Bible pertaining to brotherhood and answering the question that Cain so wickedly asked of the Most High in the day that the Lord came to look for his brother Abel. Today's class is about debating thy cause, is about healthy discussion and dialogue amongst one another pertaining to what's right and what's wrong, what's fact and what's fiction. All right, tomorrow is scripture breakdown every Thursday. All right, so before we go into tonight's class, I'd like to open up the class to questions. Any brothers or sisters have any questions, you can type them on in online. If you got any questions in the class, you got to do is raise your hand, all right? Open up the class to questions, and then after that, we'll go into tonight's topic. Young man Jarvis, come on with it.
Sir, is it lawful to have my little boys playing sports? You know what I mean? Like youth league.
Yeah, it's not a sin to participate in athletic competition. All right, it's not a sin to participate in athletic competition. Now, of course, there are laws pertaining to nakedness, pertaining to your body. The reason why it's in the Bible, you're reading the Apocrypha, you're reading the books of First Maccabees. There are sections that focus on the integration of Greek sports into our culture and into our lifestyle, right? What we have to understand is that at the core of this American culture, at the core of this Western culture, is homosexuality, right? So all the sports that's played today. So let's look at the Olympics, for instance. You look at the Olympics, you see the track, you see the basketball, you see the volleyball and water polo and the skating. Well, there was once upon a time when all those sports were done naked. You understand? You look up that word, the word gym today is short for gymnasium. A gymnasium was a house of nakedness. You go look up the origin of the word gymnasium. A gymnasium was a house for men to participate in athletic events naked. You understand? So that's what's at the core of all of these athletic competitions, is really the worship of men's bodies. It's the worship of big, strong men, big muscles, and fast and running fast and jumping tall. And of course, the white man, he thinks of big, strong men running and jumping. He thinks big, giant black penises swinging and all over the place. And that was at the core of it. And for us being black, we don't have that culture ingrained in us. So it's like, you don't go to the gym today. You go work out. Go to the gym and work out. You go I remember, like, I got like a Planet Fitness membership. Before I had Planet Fitness, I had LA Fitness. And you go in the gym, you go work out, right? You go into the locker room, and there's always some cat that's butt naked in there. Just butt naked in the gym, little penis swinging. And it's like, damn, B, why you ain't got, like, it's like they ain't got no shame about it. They ain't uncomfortable. Just sitting there bucket naked. And you be like, what the hell is wrong with these men? That's just their culture. Being naked around men is just, they don't even, it's not even a thing to them. They just in there naked. That's because that's their culture. So it was a foreign thing to us because it was tied to homosexuality. Today, your sons can play AAU, they can play basketball, they can play football, but you want to teach them not to hate their brother. You know what I'm saying? A lot of this competition breeds hatred, breeds, I hate this nigga. I want to, especially football. I play football, and football is such a violent sport that you hate the niggas on the other side. You want to go and tear his head off and paralyze him. You know what I'm saying? And so it's an unhealthy, it breeds an unhealthy spirit in brothers if you do it the wrong way. You understand what I'm saying? But if you got sons that the Lord them blessed with them physical abilities, they big, they strong, they can dribble that ball, and he been practicing, and he can shoot jumpers, 3-pointers, there's nothing evil about it. It's not a sin in it. But of course, the truth is necessary because along with that skill and those abilities, there comes the white man's culture. Brothers who playing basketball in the hood, sure they want to make some money and get out the hood, want to buy their mama a house, but they also want all the hoes that they can pop on the road. They also want white women to snort cocaine off their rod. They also want the orgies and the team running trains on white girls or marrying a white woman. The white man's culture comes with that lifestyle, and we want to teach our children to steer away from that. If God gave you a gift, son, God gave you an ability, then use that ability, son. You go ahead and get you a check, make you some money. But like with any other job, don't let this paycheck change who you are. Come on with it.
So like the Romans, that's how I really feel about it. That was just kind of the truth. Like we they entertainment type shit. So obviously I continue to teach my son to be they entertainment.
Make sure he understands that that's what he's doing. You ain't got to teach him to hate basketball, but teach him that this is about entertaining white people. This is not what your life is about. God did not put your son here to bounce a basketball. God did not put your son here to dunk or shoot a 3-pointer. That's something that he wanted to do. He chose to excel at that. Our oppressor has put us in a condition where that's a way out. But that's not why God put us here. A lot of these brothers who in those athletics, they believe that God put them here to play basketball. And if they understood their culture, understood who they were, they would know that their greatness comes from being a priest, comes from being a man who protects their community, not from bouncing the basketball. You want to teach your sons, listen, bro, if you would like to play that basketball, if you got a quick first step, you got the quick handles, or you got a good jump shot, ain't nothing wrong with that, son. Hey, you can have a job, pay good money bouncing that basketball. But understand that is just a job, and you are just an entertainer. This does not define who you are. Teach your children what defines them. What defines them, you were Israelite, son, from the tribe of Judah. And God showed you got the blood of royalty flowing through your veins, man. You belong to the greatest people that have ever lived on the face of the earth. And God has given us a way that we're supposed to live. He's given us a blueprint on what's right and wrong. And son, this is the legacy that I have to pass down to you. Sure, the Lord gave me, I passed on these good genes to you. You came from out of my loins. That's why you're tall. That's why you can bounce that ball. That's why you're strong. And it's a glorious thing. But what's more important than that is that you come from this family. And this is the way we're supposed to live. And this is how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. And that's what you want to make sure you teach your children. And that goes for brothers and sisters who have children who have any talent. You got a son that played the piano well. That's a skill to have. When you play that piano, that's amazing. But God did not put you here to be a piano player. That's not what your legacy is going to be. God put you here to serve him. You got a son that play tennis. Tennis ain't nothing wrong with hitting that tennis ball and hitting that racket. You got the skill to do that. That's amazing. But tennis does not define you. Tennis does not make you who you are. God ain't put you down here to be no tennis player. He put you down here to serve him. Yeah, you got a son that's an electrician, a plumber, whatever the case may be. Do that. Make that money. Pay your bills, man. Take care of your earthly responsibilities. But make sure that they understand that that's not what defines them. All right? You good on that? No sweat, no sweat. All right. We see the sister Wara caught one, Esther 1 and 17, and wants to explain. Can you explain what this means? Let's get Esther chapter 1, verse 17. Esther 1 and 17. All right. Okay, this is Esther chapter 1, verse 17. And this is the conversation between men after seeing the queen at this time do something that was rebellious against her husband, or do something that was publicly disrespectful to the king. And these brothers are having this conversation in private because they know that if this woman did goes unchecked, like a lot of things with women, it's going to trickle down. Everybody understands? So we're going to read Esther chapter 1, verse 17. It says, I'm going to read verse 16. It says, and Memucan answered, and before the king and the princes, Vashti the queen have not done wrong to the king only, but also to all the princes and to all the people that are in all the provinces of the king Ahasuerus. For this deed of the queen shall come abroad unto all women, so that they shall despise their husbands in their eyes, when it shall be reported. The king Ahasuerus commanded Vashti the queen to be brought in before him, but she came not. Read verse 18. Likewise shall the ladies of Persia and Media say this day unto all the king's princes, which have heard of the deed of the queen. Thus shall there arise too much contempt and wrath. So what happened was the king called for the queen to appear before him. He had a banquet, had a party. He invited all his guests, and everybody who was under his authority that was important was there. And at this celebration, at this party, he made an announcement. Ting, 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 took the bottle, ting, ting, ting. Hey, man, listen, man, I want to make a toast. I want everybody to lay your eyes on my beautiful queen, man. Queen Vashti, come and present yourself before the king. Waited for a second. As soon as he said that's supposed to be trumpets blowing, supposed to be a whole bunch of bitches coming with roses and laying them at her feet. She's supposed to come walk out with the dress on and doing some little goofy dance. He called for Vashti, and there was no response. He waited for a second. It was quiet. Everybody in the party looking. He said, hey, I called for the Queen Vashti to come out. No music, no rose bearers to lay roses at her feet, no Queen Vashti. The king was embarrassed. He called for her again. She refused to come and present herself when the king called for her. And it was embarrassing and it was bad. After the whole debacle, the king's closest confidants came to him and said, hey, listen, king, that was a bad look out. That was not good what happened at this party. You called for the queen to come present herself and she didn't show up and she didn't come forward. You understand? And it was, you know what I'm saying? Let me see something. And it was an embarrassing thing. And it was something that was known that it wasn't like maybe something happened, or maybe she was sick or something. It was known that she refused to come. This was a thing where it was known Vashti, the king called for her, and she said no. And these brothers was like, listen, king, she didn't just offend you, she offended all of us. Because if you're the king and she's your woman, well then I'm not the king. And my woman gonna say to me, nigga, the king bitch won't even come to her. Why should I listen to you? Nigga, the queen don't even listen to her nigga. Who the fuck is you? You know what I'm saying? No, you're right. And the lesson to be learned in this is that, so what it literally meant in verse 17 is that what the queen has done was not only disrespectful to her husband, but it was disrespectful to the rest of us. Because by disrespecting him, she's teaching women that it's okay to disrespect your man. And that's going to cause wrath and contempt. And it's sisters have to understand that you have a responsibility to honor your man. Not only for you and your man's sake, but for the sake of everyone else. If you, and also brothers, you have to understand, if you are a brother in a prominent position, or you are a brother that is in an influential position to other men, you got to make sure that you got all your affairs in order, man. Because the things that you do does have an effect on the men that are under you or the men that are around you. The things that's happening in your household and with your family does have an effect on other brothers and sisters. If you're a man and you have men under you and they have wives, well, then guess what? Your woman got to be rolling right with you. Because your woman that rolling right with you plants the seed in another woman that maybe she can be out of line. Well, hell, this brother woman get to act up and be a fool and say whatever else she want to say. Well, I got to be on my best behavior. Well, I got to straighten up and act right. Shit, she allowed to do whatever she want to do and come and apologize. Well, shit, maybe I'll do whatever I want to do. You know what I'm saying? If she the queen and she get to act the ass, well, shit, surely y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive the queen. Shit, she do whatever she want to do. And these brothers understood, King, there's got to be consequences and repercussions for what she did. You cannot allow a woman to go unchecked. You can't allow a woman to be messy, to be disrespectful, to be out of line, and then not be some consequences and repercussions. And this is ancient, man. This goes back thousands and thousands of years. Y'all listen to us in UPK today, y'all think we hard on women, man, or we got a problem with women. No, we understand the nature of influence. If you allow one woman to be out of line and out of order, then she's going to influence other women to be out of line and out of order. And in the same way, if you got a woman that's in line and in order, guess what? She'll influence all the other women to be in line and in order. Imagine the king and this woman is in line. He called for her snap, she come right away. Well, goddamn it, when I get home and I snap, you better act like the queen. You supposed to be, you tell me you royalty all the time, but then do what the queen do, goddamn it. But imagine the king snap his fingers and the queen go, "Oh, you snapping your fingers at nigga?" Well, then surely at home, your woman gonna say, "Nigga, don't be snapping your fingers at me. You got me messed up. I'm above the finger snapping." That's what happened with these brothers. And during the time of Esther, and they beseeched the king to make a statement and to make an example out of Esther. When I get back in a second, I'm gonna get into what that statement was. Stay with me, y'all. All right, it's a lot going on here. It's a lot. But piggybacking off of what we was speaking about Esther, what they decided was the right way to proceed is that Vashti was no longer queen. This bitch, she fronted on the king and tried to pull a power move. The king canceled that hoe like Nino on New Jack City. He canceled that bitch. He's done. You out of here. You understand? And guess what? It might be harsh, but that's what got to be done sometimes. Sometimes you got to cancel a bitch so that the earth will know that, listen, you got to be in line. Now, Vashti, it was announced that she's nobody now. She was the king's bitch. Then now he dropped her. Now what is she? Now what authority she got? What power she got, bitch? Listen, she only had power because the nigga called her. Now the nigga won't call her. What power she got? And some sisters, some women need to understand that your power is that a nigga call you. Your power is that a nigga want you. The second you don't call you no more, oh, your power's gone. You understand? Vashti did not take into account that there was a chance that he would just never call her again. He called her that one time and she pulled a power move. No sweat, bitch. You think you got power? I'd never call your stinking ass again. And now she's sitting at home, crying, lonely, miserable. Don't nobody want her. You the king's old bitch. I'm like, I'm good on that. I see what the king do with bitches. I'm good on that. You understand? Now she's nobody. After that, they went and found, they got a whole, the king made such a spectacle of him finding a new woman that the book of Esther goes into how they found a bunch of young, beautiful broads. And they took these beautiful women and there was a house. It was the preparation house. They call it the house of purification. All these bad, fine-ass women that the king got to choose from, they put these broads in the house where for 6 months, all these broads did was get massaged and take baths and all the finest oils and the finest fragrances. They made it so that after 6 months, the bitch sweat was flowers and roses. She fought it poofs of glitter and shit, dandelions. You understand? Because she's soaking in baths for 6 months. Imagine how tender the skin must have been, huh? Getting treated. They was preparing the women to get treated like queens. So when they would bring these women before the king, he get to go and you go touch a woman's hand and kiss her hand. The touch felt like silk, and the kiss tasted like cherries and strawberries. Oh my, it was amazing. You understand? They made a spectacle of him choosing a woman, and he chose him an Israelite woman named Esther, a bad, beautiful sister, and that was the woman that he chose going forward. And nobody ever heard of Vashti again, because why would they? Who is she for anybody to know anything about the bitch besides she was the one that acted out of line and got replaced? Everybody understands? All right, so Sister Walker, let me know if that answers the question, all right? So that's what that was, all right? Any other questions? Come on, sis.
I have a few questions for you. What is the tokens of virginity?
Okay. I can get it for you. The tokens of virginity, I believe, is in Deuteronomy, the 23rd chapter. Let me get it. Let's get Deuteronomy 22 and 15. All right. Let's get Deuteronomy 22 and 13. All right. Deuteronomy 22 and 13 starts the conversation about the tokens of virginity for a woman. All right. It says, if any man take a wife and go in unto her and hate her. Why would a man take a wife, go in unto her, and hate her? What would cause a man to take a wife, go in unto her, and hate her? Sis. That's an answer. That's an answer. She's loose. Sister saying so the sex is bad, right? No sweat. Young man, you had an opinion?
They follow the rules.
So she's not obedient. She don't do what he tell her to do, right? What else? Anybody else got anything? All right. The reason why I asked the question is because it seems like it's talking about sex. It seems like he went and had sex with her and the sex wasn't good. That's not what it's talking about. Going in unto her and hating her has nothing to do with the sex. It has to do with there's something that is not pleasing about this woman. Something about this woman that makes this man not want to deal with her, not want to be with her. Everybody understands. And all sisters, y'all might not understand this. Some sisters may understand it, but no man hates a woman because her sex is bad. Understand that. No man hates a woman because her sex is bad. For men, sex is good, unless you purposely try to make it bad. You know what I'm saying? That's the broad on purpose. Just there's some, you know what I mean? There's some things a woman can do to make the sex bad, but she ain't the body. It ain't bad. The body ain't bad. She can make it bad. She can make it not pleasurable. Whining and crying and all uncomfortable in every position. Shut up and take it. You're like a woman. You know what I'm saying? Or she got, Salakia. You know what I mean? There's things a woman can do to make sex unpleasurable. But being a woman does not make sex unpleasurable. If you're a woman, the sex is going to be good. There's things a woman can do to make it better. But no man is like, oh, man, sex ain't no good. That's just not true. Everybody understands. And in this situation, the man taking a wife and going it unto her and hating her is not about her sex. The next verse tells you that. And give occasions of speech against her, and bring up an evil name upon her, and say, I took this woman, and when I came to her, I found her not a maid. Okay. So the first part of this is the man give occasions of speech against her and bring up an evil name upon her. This is a man talking bad about the woman. Man, this broad don't do what I tell her to do, man. She always arguing, always wanting to fight, man. I can't stand. I don't even know why I married her. I was told she was a good woman. She was humble. She was quiet. She told me that she was going to do this and do that. This is a man who feels like he's been sold a dream. A man who feels like he's been gamed up. He's been trapped. He was told one thing about this woman was she showed herself to be one thing before he married her, before he got with her. Soon as he married her, soon as he went on into her, she changed. She flipped the script. She changed, and now she not obedient. She don't want to listen. She don't like cooking. He tell her to do something. She don't want to do it. She always questioning why. And he talking bad about it, like, man, I can't, man, I'm miserable as hell. And all of us have known brothers, you have a cat you work with. He come to work every day complaining about his woman, complaining about this broad he got at home, and she don't do this and do that. Always sad. Some cats get off of work, don't want to go home. He begging you to hang out. Nigga, I'm going home to my woman because my woman is lying. I'm going home. Come on, man, go get a drink, man. Hang out with me for a little bit. Nah, brother, I'm got to go. We all know that brother who's miserable because of some woman in his life is bringing him down, right? That's this cat. He's talking about all the ways he's not satisfied with her. And the word get back to her father. Her father come out. What is a father going to do with his daughter? Father going to protect his daughter's honor, man. Father going to say, man, listen, I don't care what you saying, man. My daughter was a good woman when I gave her to you. My daughter was everything I told you she was. And what the father would do, going into verse 15. Then shall the father of the damsel and her mother take and bring forth the tokens of the damsel's virginity unto the elders of the city in the gate. Verse 16, and the damsel's father shall say unto the elders, I gave my daughter unto this man to wife, and he hateth her. And lo, he have given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid. And yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity, and they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. Now, this is the father saying, man, I gave my daughter to this man to be a wife. She was a good woman when I gave him to her. What does the tokens of virginity have to do with this woman being a good woman? And the tokens of virginity are the sheets from the night they had sex. The bed sheets from the night that they had sex and the woman bled, right? These are the tokens of her virginity. Understand this. Virginity in the biblical context has nothing to do with whether or not a woman has ever had sex. Virginity is a time period in a woman's life when she's really young. Everybody understand that, right? Not every woman who had sex for the first time had tokens of virginity, because not every woman got married young. But for a woman who got married young, and a woman who bled on the night she had sex with a man, what does the bloody sheets prove to everybody about this woman? Young man Jones. It's her first time, but that is not the point. The point is not that it's her first. Okay. The point is it's her first time, but not for the reason we're all thinking. Meaning every woman that a father married away, it should have been her first time having sex. But there's only some women who bled their first time having sex. I mean, okay, there's some women who don't have sex for the first time until they're 20 years old. A woman that's 20 years old having sex for the first time may not bleed. Why? She's no longer a young woman. And her being 20 years old, there's many things that could have happened that would have caused her to break her hymen or pop her cherry and make her bleed. Right? But a woman who's younger than that, there's a chance that her cherry has never been popped. And okay, what does that mean about a woman? If she's young enough for her cherry to be popped the first time she has sex, what does it tell you about this woman? It says she doesn't have a man, but let's get beyond that. She doesn't have a man. Let's get beyond that. It's something else. So, okay, here's what I'm trying to explain. The father is bringing the bloody bed sheets, right? But these bloody bed sheets are not, my daughter was not a hoe. That's not why he's bringing the bloody bed sheets. He's not bringing the bloody bed sheets to say my daughter's not a hoe. He's bringing the bloody bed sheets to say my daughter was a young girl when I gave her to him. My daughter was young. She bled the night they had sex. What is the father trying to say about the quality of his daughter? For you sisters that are in the class now, the woman you were at 20, is it the same woman you were at 14, 15? What was the difference between you at 14 and 15 and you at 20? Sis, you don't have as much experience. A broad that's 14, 15 has not been through what a woman that's 20 has been through. Why does a woman being younger make her better? Sis. Yes, the man has a chance to shape her. A younger woman is easier to mold into what you want her to be. Now, I'm taking, okay, today, no man is having sex with 14, 15-year-olds. You perverts, get that out your mind. You try to come at my daughter, I'm going to kill you, murder you, slaughter you. They'll never find your body, right? But in this time, a man who married his daughter off at 14, 15, he's giving you something you can mold. You can make her whatever the hell you want her to be. I gave it to you when she was young. I gave it to you, and she bled the first time y'all did it. This is a woman, you can make her to be anything. You hate her? She don't listen to you? What the fuck is wrong with you? I gave it to you. She was young. She bled. I gave you a young girl, a good girl. You could have made her whatever you wanted her to be. You talking trash about my daughter. She was a young girl when I gave it to you. If she's cold and she's miserable and she don't listen to you, you an evil nigga. It ain't my daughter's fault, nigga. It's your fault. How the hell you fuck this up? The bloody back sheets is, how you fuck this up? This man, I'm hearing bad news about my daughter. Now listen, they in the same city. That brother come drink at the same spot the father go drink. Imagine you in the bar and the nigga you done married your daughter off to, and they talking about, man, I can't stand this bitch, man. I don't even want to go home. Bitch don't listen to me. She don't cook. She don't clean. The father, and they're like, punk nigga, what? Fuck you saying about my daughter? Hold up, man. Nah, man, fuck that. Go get the bloody bed sheets. I gave you a good young girl. Gave you a good woman. I raised that girl. She don't listen to you because you was a bitch. She listened to me, goddammit. She was a good daughter. Wasn't no hair, wasn't loose. I gave it to you. She was young and tight and bled the first night. The hell wrong with this man? He go to the elders of the city. Man, listen, if I hear one more thing about my daughter from this punk ass nigga, I'm gonna have to fuck him up. Y'all better get this nigga. I gave him a good girl. I gave her to him when she was young. She was at a good age. She hadn't been through nothing. He could have molded her to be whatever he wanted her to be. What the hell he hate her for? What occasions of speech he got against my daughter? This was the father's way of advocating for his daughter, who he by right had no say over her life anymore. If this say the husband made her do whatever, he might have had this broad walking on her knee, crawling through the streets on a leash. The father couldn't complain about that. Hey, that's his woman, man. He do what he want to do with her. But what he not gonna do is talk bad about her. Gave her to him, she could have been anything. If she an evil woman and you upset, nigga, you's a hoe. You understand? You a hoe. So that's what the point of the tokens of the virginity was. I gave this woman to you when she was in an age, she was a virgin, man. She was young, man. She was at a good age to be molded and be shaped into being a good wife. You fucked it up. You dropped the ball. Everybody understands? Sis. The father would keep it as a receipt. So at this time that we're reading this law was written, the way a man got with a woman was by going to her father and saying, Mr. Johnson, I know you got a daughter, man. Kimberly's your daughter, and me and it could be a young man, it could be same age. Me and Kimberly, we done grown up together, man. I seen you done raised her to be smart and strong, and she beautiful, sir. And I'm interested in your daughter, and I want to know if you think that I would be the right brother to marry your daughter one day. That father would say, you know what, man, Craig, man, you came to me. I know you and my daughter done grown up together. Y'all done been around each other since y'all was kids, man. And you think you man and you ready to be a man and you want to take her to be a wife. Well, listen, here's what you got to do. You got to work for me for 5 years. Or your father got that farm over there. Tell your father, I want 3 of them cows, man, 2 of them goats, and have your mama bake one of them pies, man. And we could sort this thing out. There was a process that 2 men decided, am I right for this woman? Is she right for me? Of course, this would be a woman that the man knew. This wasn't no father raising his daughter to just give her away to some man. That's not how it was. It's the same way it is with children today. Fathers today, you should raise your daughters and teach them how to be ready for the right man. And if a man today, if we put this culture into us, the right way for a brother to show interest in a woman is to go to her father. Say, sir, I'm interested in your daughter. I know she's a beautiful sister. I know you worked hard and diligently to raise her up the right way. And I know you wouldn't allow just any old man to be able to deal with your daughter. Daughter, I want to honor you by being a man and coming to ask you, am I the type of man that you see would be right for your daughter? And if you come to a brother like that, I mean, unless you just not the guy at all, why would he deny you? How could he say, nah, you ain't shit, brother. You can't. Don't you dare look at my daughter. That brother might say, brother, man, that's strong how you approach me, man. I done watched you grow in the truth, man. Watched you from a young man. You done came up real strong. You know what, man? Maybe my daughter would be a good fit for you. But you know what? Let me talk to my daughter, man. Let me talk to my daughter about it. See how she feel about it. And if she show a mutual interest, man, maybe me and you can have a discussion. Father go to his daughter. You want to say something? The father go to his daughter and say, the brother quiet about you, baby girl. This is the brother. And he'd tell her who the brother is and how he came to him and give him the whole thing. And the daughter say, well, Pops, I mean, if you think it's right, maybe if you think he type of brother I should get to know and make me right for me, I mean, I would get to know the brother. And then that father would say, okay, baby girl, him and his daughter on the same page. Father go back to the brother and say, man, you know what, man? I think it might be a good match for y'all. I think y'all might be a good little match. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we could establish a courtship. But listen, you can't marry my daughter until you fulfill A, B, C, and D. That brother would say to the father, you know what, sir? I can agree to those terms. That sound like it's an honorable thing. And them 2 men would agree on it, shake on it, do a pound, have a drink, salute one another, whatever they would do to solidify, I'm going to court this woman, and before I can marry her, I've got to fulfill the requirements that the father then set forth. Everybody understands? And then if the time became right, that brother and that sister haven't gotten a chance to court, haven't gotten a chance to know one another, that father and that brother agreeing with one another and growing with one another, if the time is right for them to marry, and brother, you have a wedding party, that brother go and make her his woman, and then bring the father the sheets. And if she's a young woman, the father would have the bloody bed sheets as a receipt that this deal was an honorable deal. And I gave this woman to this man. I gave my daughter to this man in the condition that I promised him that she was in. The father kept the bloody bed sheets as a receipt, as evidence that I was a good father. I raised up a good woman. And I gave this woman to this man, and she was everything that we agreed she would be. That man come later on, and now he got a problem with her. The father would have the bloody bed sheets to say, nigga, my daughter was quality. My daughter was a good woman. Don't you be running your mouth about my goddamn daughter in these streets. I gave her to you when she was a virgin. Everybody understand? Not a virgin because she never had, a virgin because she never had sex, yes, but a virgin because she was young enough to bleed her first time having sex, which means that she was a woman that you could have molded into whatever you needed her to be when you made her a wife. Everybody understand? Young man.
It's like how the world look at prom night when your daughter, like, you understand,
like how the world look at prom night. Imagine if prom, the prom night is something that prom night is is symbolic of the honor we used to have. Today, prom night is just you celebrating your daughter. I know some places the prom is different. When I grew up in Maryland, in DC, prom wasn't such a big thing for us. Or maybe it was just my family, because I grew up in a family all boys and we didn't have no girls. And I don't even remember a prom. I know I didn't go to a prom. I know my older cousin went to a prom. My little cousins did prom, but I don't remember none of my uncle. I don't remember prom ever being a thing, right? When I went to the Philadelphia, prom is like a party. When they decorate the house and they have everybody on the block, balloons, and the girl come out in a nasty ass dress, and then in limousine pull up and they take pictures, and she just stand there looking like she a grown woman. In my mind, when I was a kid coming up, prom was the time if you didn't have sex yet, you was getting some prom night. Prom night was the night you was getting it out the streets. You was gonna get some your first time. Go ahead, you got it. But to me, I always thought, why would you celebrate your daughter getting plowed through? Why line up everybody, the whole family come? Yeah, she getting F tonight. Yeah, y'all look at her. She getting splashed tonight. I never understood it. Yeah. If prom was the night that everybody having sex, why would you celebrate your daughter going out to have sex on prom night? I always thought it was some backwards shit. Now y'all help me out. Is that what are they celebrating something else for prom night? Come on with it.
My mom, she ran up some magazine, but we didn't have sex on prom night. We had curfew.
Okay.
We went to prom, we danced, we went to IHOP after, and we came home because we had curfew.
Okay, so
people don't have a curfew, especially the boys. Some women, some of the girls, they don't have a curfew because their mom don't give a.
So let me ask you this: did y'all have dates y'all prom night? Were y'all dates losers for not having sex with y'all that night?
Not to me.
Okay, so to them, for you being a young woman, did you think that prom night was the night everybody had sex? Okay, but you knew I'm not having sex prom night.
I mean, for one, we wasn't able to. We had a curfew.
Yeah.
So it wasn't too much that we could do. And then we came back to the house after prom, and then we left again. So we went to the dance, we came back home, and then we left back out, and then to go eat. And then we
came back home.
Okay. So it was different for us because, like I said, my mama, she
was strict on that.
Yeah, but we still did something.
I got you. Yeah, because I mean, that's how I always looked at it. I looked at it like prom night is a night. You getting it. Yeah. You was the lamest squares cat in school. Hey man, prom coming up, nigga, you gonna get you some. Yeah, nigga, prom night. But for niggas, Salakia, shit, prom night wasn't nothing. That was just another night for me. By that time, I was 18. You know what I'm saying? Salakia, so it wasn't a big deal for me. But the way we celebrate prom, that's how a father celebrated giving his daughter away. It was celebrated that way at one time. In the same way, it should be for prom. A brother should have to come and meet you to take your daughter to prom. He got to come and ask you, I want to ask your daughter to prom. And it should be the same way the father got an established relationship with this cat. How it went from that to just, I'm gonna take your daughter out. You know what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. Come on with it. That's what I'm saying. So at one time, in our culture, there were requirements before that. You know what I'm saying? And when the man and the father made those agreements, the father would keep the sheets from that wedding night so that everybody would know, man, my daughter was a good girl when I gave her to this cat, man. Whatever he's saying about her being evil and monstrous, man, that's just his fault. Because the daughter I raised wasn't doing none of that. Not under my roof, she wasn't that way. Everybody understands. So that's what the tokens of virginity was, a father's way of showing and proving, man, she was a good girl when I gave it to you. Everybody understand? Let's read on. Verse 17, and lo, he have given occasions of speech against her, saying, I found not thy daughter a maid, and yet these are the tokens of my daughter's virginity. And they shall spread the cloth before the elders of the city. And the elders of that city shall take that man and chastise him. Why would they chastise the man? Because you talking down on the woman that the father, she was a good girl. This was a young girl when the father gave her to you. Why you talking bad about this broad all around the city, man? Talking about how she won't do this and she won't do that. You bringing a bad name to this father. Because that daughter, her reputation was based on her father. You talking bad about her, you talking bad about him. Hey, man, what's wrong with you running your mouth about this girl, man? The father done brought the tokens of her virginity, man. She was a good young woman when he gave her to you. This is verse 20. Verse 19. And they shall immerse him in 100 shekels of silver and give them unto the father of the damsel, because he hath brought up an evil name upon a virgin of Israel. And she shall be his wife, and he may not put her away all his days. And if they said, man, listen, man, this was a good woman when she was given to you. This is a good daughter, man. You can't talk bad about this sister. You better watch your goddamn mouth about her. They would fine him, and man, you better go home and deal with that woman. You having problems with her obeying or being argumentative, you better deal with that like a man. Stop running your mouth in the streets like a hoe. Everybody understands. Come on with it.
So like your daughter, you keep disrespecting what would be the lawful thing to do, because I can't, if she wasn't, say she wasn't, whatever.
Okay.
Her little boyfriend can eat on her. What can I do with the father?
Okay. So
because I follow the law, she can't leave you.
So are they in the truth or
no? I mean,
so you want a real life example? This is a question that you asking about something you're dealing with right now. Okay, you asked that question outside the class, right? But here's what I would suggest for a brother who has children in the world, right? You should fully expect your children to do things that people in the world do. And being that they're in the world, you have to deal with them on a level that they can understand being in the world. And this is why I say that, because a lot of times daughters do whatever the hell they want to do because they think they're grown. And if you're a father that got a daughter that thinks she grown, let her be grown. Don't go fighting some cat or defending the honor of a daughter who doesn't have honor herself. You got a daughter that's dealing with cats and they arguing and fighting and this cat doing different things. Well, guess what? Your daughter brought that on herself. If she cared about what you thought or what you felt, she would have asked you before she had sex with him. She would have asked you before she dealt with that brother. Now she dealing with him and she dealing with all manner of hell. The responsible thing you should do as a father is say, baby girl, I warned you. I warned you. I tried to help you. I tried to spare you all of this frustration and heartache you're going through, but you know what? You didn't want to listen to your daddy. You wanted to go deal with these cats that's out here doing things that I warned you cats in the streets would do. Ain't nothing I can do for you, baby girl. You understand? Come on with it. It would not be honorable for you to go and deal with this worldly cat over a worldly daughter. You could tell your daughter, now here's what you could tell your daughter, baby girl. Maybe there's some things that you can do to be better. If this man is not making you better, if y'all arguing and fighting all the time, well, maybe instead of arguing and fighting with him, there's some things that you can do to better yourself. Don't let this man being who he is bring you down. Don't let him weigh you down. Come to class. Come to class, baby. These brothers, what they teaching it to help you out. What these brothers teach you to make you a better woman. Maybe you can be a good woman to this man. Maybe you being a better woman can help change this man. Now, if he throw you away, or if he don't want to be with you, he leave you. Well, listen, baby girl, come change your life and make sure that the next man that you lay down with is the last man you lay down with. The only way I can guarantee that is you come in here. You'll find you a real man in here. You'll find you a real man among these brothers. And what you're doing by doing that is giving her another chance to listen to her father. Another chance to hear what her daddy got to say. If she don't listen, if she don't hear you, don't take it personal. Don't take it like she hates you. She's just in the world. She's a daughter in the world, and she's gonna do what women in the world do, which is think they grown and not know what the hell they doing. And when they make those mistakes, you just be there to say, well, listen, baby, I tried to warn you. I told you these brothers, you should have got one of these brothers. You should not deal with that cat. And if you have a good if you had a daughter you got a good relationship with, 9 times out of 10, she'll come talk to you about some guy she met, or some guy she dated. Well, ask her the things that you should ask her before she commit to him. And then say, you know what, baby girl, if you think you're serious about this guy, let me meet him. Let me meet him. Let me talk to him. This, you know what I'm saying? Gotta be no big deal. Just say, hey, man, my pop said he wanted to talk to you. And as she dating this cat, you say, hey, man, what's going on with you, brother? You know, I'm Tony, man. I'm you know, Keisha's father. How's everything going with you and my daughter, man? She tell me you interested in it. Y'all been talking. There's some, you can have a conversation with the cat. At least build some type of a relationship with him, so that when your daughter go off and she arguing and she calling you and telling you all the things that's going on, you could just call him and say, hey, Tony, what's up, man? Everything all right? Not on no disrespectful. That don't know, yeah, nigga, I heard you talking shit to my daughter, but hey, what's going on, man? Everything good? Say, oh, man, you're Mrs. Johnson, man. Your daughter tripping, man. You know, we be going through it. And then now maybe you can help them out by being a father figure to them. You know what I'm saying? But don't let a daughter that's worldly cause you to be worldly towards a cat that's in the world. Everybody understands? All right, that's it on that. We could drop that. Any other questions? Come on, sis. Mm-hmm. All right.
So if, I just want to ask, so like an example, if a guy and a married woman, like let's just say that both of them in the bed and they can come home and shoot both of them, is he wrong for shooting them both, or is he taking vengeance upon himself?
Okay, biblically?
Kind of like according to this, he said both of them gotta die.
Okay,
you know
he should not put them to death. Okay. So this is, okay, understand this. These laws were not emotional laws. These laws were, these are laws that require a cooler head. You understand? The laws about marriage was not, if you fall in love and you can't resist the lust, then you got to take the woman. No, it was, you should plan out a marriage. You should go to her father and ask her father, and the father would tell you what he needs from you, and you disagree. It's a logical transaction. All of these laws, these are logical laws. These aren't passion laws. You understand? So the law about marrying a woman is not about your emotions. It's not about how you feel. If you want the woman, then do the business of getting her. And the business of getting a woman was to go to her father and take this step, take that step, do it the right way. Well, there was a business of punishing an adulterous woman and an adulterous man. You come home, you find your woman legs, 12 and 6 o'clock, and some cat in the middle going to town, you just stand and say, hey, I see y'all, and I'm going to call the police right now. Who that? Craig? Tony? Jeff? All right, Jeff. And you, all right, you don't even, acknowledge her. Crystal, you evil bitch. I knew you was evil bitch. Both of y'all motherfuckers is dead. You walk up out of there, you go outside the house, you know what I'm saying? Priest. Okay. Priest. And some priest somewhere within earshot say, man, who that calling for the priest? He come around the corner, hey, priest. Hey, man, John calling for the priest, man. John, the word get to the priest, they come around the corner. John standing outside. Yeah, man, Jeff in there with Crystal, man. Knocking the bottom out, man. And the priest got to come lock up Jeff and Crystal. And the police come lock Jeff and Crystal up. And then Jeff give his report. And the priest take the report. They go before there's a they locked up. The brother and the woman in adultery locked up. They in jail. They go before the judge, and the judge hears the matter. Judge read the testimony. They bring Jeff and Crystal before the judge. Y'all know y'all fucked up, right? Jeff and Crystal just in there, head down, sad. You know, y'all know what gotta happen next, right? We got to hang y'all till you die. Hang you by your neck till you die. And then there's a date set for the hanging while Jeff and Crystal still in jail. And then the day come and they just bring them out in front of everybody and tie a rope around their neck and then pronounce the judgment on them. Read from the scripture, Deuteronomy 23, 22, 22. If a man be found lying with a woman married to a husband, then they shall both of them die, both the man that lay with the woman and the woman. So thou shalt put away evil from Israel. And then the cat whose job it is to pull the lever to make the bottom fall out so they hang, he just pulled the lever, the bottom fall out. Jeff and Crystal hang in front of the whole city. And now all the other freaks and faggots and whores and so-called players and niggas who want to have sex with another man, woman, while he ain't home, get to watch them two hang. And everybody can reconsider their life and reconsider their choices, and you can decide if you want to live the life of a slut and of a slut maker, and then that's it. But it was not I bust in the room, he in there having sex with her, I pull out my pistol and shoot both of them. Then I'm going to go to jail because that's not the way we handle business. Now, I might not go to jail. Maybe I'll get a penalty, but something bad is going to happen to me because I shouldn't have killed them. That ain't my job. It ain't my responsibility. That's not what the law says. The law don't say I get to kill them, but the law says that the penalty is they both get put to death.
Why is it a crime of passion called a crime of somebody?
In America, because America's laws understand that, well, shit, I mean, kill the bitch, man. It's like if you come home and you catch a man having sex with your woman and you go to punch him and kick him and end up killing him, it's like, okay, he killed this cat, but he did just come home and find the man 6 to 12 in the middle of his woman. And it's like in the court proceeding, the judge will say, well, Mr. Johnson, what was on your mind when you took out your 45 and blew Mr. Jeff away? And he say, man, I didn't even think, Your Honor. I came in there, man, I've been with this woman, man, since, for 20 years, man. I went to her father, man. I asked her to be I asked the father, could I marry her, man? He told me that she was a good, wholesome woman, man. And I've been with that, paid the dowry and he'd go into the whole story of his life with this woman and how he loved her so much and she meant the world to him and they had kids together and he was building a future with her and he just knew that she was his woman. And he always knew Jeff would look at her funny. Always felt some type of way about this cat, but he didn't think that they was evil that way. And he came in there, man, and he saw this woman he loved so much giving herself to some man who was supposed to be his friend. And he blacked out. I don't know what I did. I don't remember anything, Your Honor. I just know I love that woman. I know that cat was supposed to be my friend, man. And I'm sorry to his family, to her family, but I don't know what I did. The judge would hear that, and everybody in the courtroom would hear how sad it was that this cat who was so in love got betrayed in this way. And they'll say, all right, man, listen, man, you was wrong. You should not have killed that brother. You should not have killed that brother. You're going to have to take some time to think about the consequences of your actions. Maybe they give them, a year in jail, 90 days, not even in jail. Just make them work in some prison camp or something. Hard labor, you know what I'm saying? Go smash rocks in the mine for goddamn 6 months or something like that. Something to make this man feel the weight of taking 2 lives. But also understanding that this ain't no murderer. This cat ain't no killer. He ain't no criminal. This is just a cat that was in love, man, who couldn't couldn't handle his woman being a slut. Everybody understands? So that's why in America they have crimes of passion today, because the laws in America account for rage and things that happen that's surprising. Like the movie A Time to Kill. A Time to Kill was a movie written by John Grisham. Well, it's a book written by John Grisham, but in the movie, it was Samuel L. Jackson, Matthew McConaughey, and it took place in the South. These 2 white men, they raped this young black girl, left her on the side of the road to die. The father was a mine worker. He came home and his baby girl had been raped and horribly, viciously molested. He went and the white men was in court and on trial. He came in that courtroom and killed them 2 white men. Then he had to go to trial because it wasn't his job to kill these 2 white men. But he's a father of a young girl who got raped viciously and done horribly by these men. And he could not stomach the idea that these men be allowed to live and breathe another day. He went in that courtroom and he killed them niggas. He killed them crackers. They had to die. You understand? Right now. You understand? And that white lawyer took that case. And that lawyer is like, it's a black man in the South who done killed 2 white men, all white jewelry, all redneck everything. He went and told them people, I want you to close your eyes. I don't know if you've seen the movie. Close your eyes. Imagine a young girl. And they do the whole thing. And then imagine she's black. Or, imagine she's white. And everybody, oh. Listen, I read the book. The book was way more powerful than the movie. But with that movie, that was a powerful scene. Close your eyes. And everybody, you sitting there watching the movie, you close your eyes. Yeah. Imagine a young girl walking home with the groceries and this and that, and men come and they grab her and they take her in the woods and do this and they do that, and they taking her innocence and robbing her of a womanhood and stealing her future away. And then imagine they're white. Everybody, and then it makes you feel like, damn, it's horrible. And that black man went off on that guilty because everybody understood because of the picture this lawyer painted. That's a horrible thing for a father to endure. Well, that's what the laws allow for those things. In the Bible, the laws allow, the judges were able to decide those things. The law allowed for the judge to be the one to discern and determine right or wrong doing. You understand what I'm saying? But in the law, it was not you catch him in adultery, you kill him. That's why the man and the woman that was caught in adultery in the New Testament, that woman was in jail. They was taking her to jail. They brought her to Christ. Said the law said we stoned this slut, man. What do you say we do? Christ said, Christ knowing she's a slut, she should die. She should be put to death. It's right that she go die right now. Christ understanding it's right that she should die. Just simply challenge everybody to examine themselves. Instead of dealing with this hoe, hey man, listen, he who was without sin cast the first stone. That made everybody, Christ did for them what the man in the movie did for the black man. Christ said, everybody close your eyes. And he who has never sinned, you throw the first stone. Everybody closed their eyes and thought of all the evil sins they had done, all the adultery they'd committed, of all the coveting they'd done, and all the evil they'd done, and they could not take that stone and throw the first one. And because of that, they had to leave that hoe. She was left standing there in chains. And Christ looked up and said, "Where are your accusers?" She said, "They ain't here, my Lord." And he said, "Well, I'm not going to throw the first stone, even though I could." Yeah. Listen, ho, you got a new lease. Go and sin no more. Go and sin no more. And listen, we've all had that go and sin no more moment in our lives. You think a hoe ain't had a go and sin no more moment? Hoes done had it. And the Lord give them a chance to get right. Come on with me.
So that's the grace. Is that the grace they was under? Then being under the Roman Empire, and he gave her a pass?
No.
Supposed to die.
Okay, she was okay. So you asking if that was the grace? That was Christ. That was Christ showing what grace is. Grace is time. Grace is a chance for you to get right, because there is no one who's right enough to punish you. I am not right enough to punish anybody for any evil they've done. Why? Because I've done the same evil. How dare I punish a brother with something that is in the law of the Lord, knowing that I've done the same things that you've done? Because I've done the things you've done, Christ has risen me up to teach you how to sin no more. Our job as priests now is to say, sin no more, brother. And this is how you do it. Our job is not to say, you a sinner, I'm going to kill you. That's not our job no more. Our job now is to say, brother, are you ready to change? Are you tired of doing evil? Do you want the Lord to not destroy you? And you say, yes, I don't want to be destroyed. Follow me, brother. I'll show you how to not be destroyed. I'll show you how to save your life. That's what Christ was doing while he was on the earth. Christ, while he was on the earth, was going to brothers and sisters and saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Who wants the kingdom of heaven? Who's ready to change their life for the kingdom? And the people that followed him were the people who were ready to change their life for the kingdom. And what did Christ do? He taught them. He told them what God said. Showed them the power that we could tap into if we obeyed God. The things Christ did, Christ told the people. The Father did this, man. The Most High did this, man. And I serve the Most High. That's why he's allowed me to do this. Guess what? You're going to do greater things. These things I done did is nothing, man. You're going to do more than that if you serve the Most High. Christ talked to people. Christ talked to sinners, wicked niggas. Say, man, you see that mountain over there? Man, you could tell that mountain to fall into the ocean if you had the faith of a mustard seed. You just stop sinning, brother. You stop living wickedly. You would command the mountains to fall. And they would do it because God would give you the power. You just got to stop sinning. That's what Christ, that was the whole point. Christ told Peter, come walk on the water with me. Christ out there walking on the water in the middle of a storm. They look out, they wake up on the boat. Everybody's scared as hell. It's raining. There's a hurricane. The hell going on? They look out. Where Christ at, man? Where Christ at? Yahushua, where you at? They look at somebody and say, oh, shit, what the hell is that out there on the water? Everybody come to the boat, look out. The hell is that? Man, nigga, that's Yahushua. Yahushua, what the hell you doing? He like, man, y'all tripping, man. Come out on the water, man. They like, niggas, what? Come on, this nigga crazy. This nigga's dark. Peter said, can I come out there with you? And Peter, come on, man, if you believe. Peter said, I'm walking on this water. Watch, y'all niggas see, I'm walking on this water. Peter get out there walking on the water. Peter like, yeah. Then Peter say to himself, I'm walking on water. What the? Then he starts sinking in the water. He starts falling in the water. Christ had to go run across the water and pick him up. Peter, man, what's wrong with you, man? You had the faith. You started second guessing yourself. He walked over, carried Peter to the boat, put Peter in the boat. He climbed in the boat. The rest of them niggas are sitting there like, man, am I high? Is this a ghost? What the hell going on? He said, man, listen, man, if y'all brothers have faith, you serve the Lord, man. You walk on what? Why couldn't you walk on water? Hell, what is water that say you can't walk on it? That was the power that Christ had, and that's what he showed those brothers. You know what I'm saying? All right. Cornelius Corndog Williams asked, Is it cool for your woman to have a male friend that buys her things? Cornelius, you have to answer that question, brother. I cannot tell you what's cool for your woman. If you're a brother that's cool with a woman that other men buys things for, then Lord be with you in your marriage, Cornelius. My woman, a nigga better not even buy my woman a compliment. Nigga better not buy my woman no attention. Nigga better not buy my woman a funny look. Or there's gonna be consequences and repercussions for my woman. I ain't even mad at the nigga. You got a beautiful woman. You should expect men to make their passes and try and do sweet little cute things. Why not? She's bad. She's amazing. And I taught her, I raised her up to be kind and to be cordial. She go on that job. She's professional. She's the kindliest thing you'd ever meet at her behind the desk. Make you want to fall in love. Every man would want to ask for my woman number. But my woman better know how to say no. I have a husband. My woman better know how to say, no, I can't take this gift. I have a husband. Cornelius, if your woman taking gifts and bringing them home, that's because you taught her that was okay, huh? And you are to blame for that. If you all right with your woman having male friends that buy her things, hey, no sweat. Maybe one day he'll buy her a hotel room, Cornelius. Maybe one day he'll buy her a drink and have a bottle for her to drink in that hotel room. Hell, maybe he'll buy some condoms, Cornelius, and have the condoms in the hotel room with the bottle. If that's cool with you, nigga ain't buy my woman nothing, nigga, ever. Nigga buy my woman anything. Listen, a nigga buy my woman flowers on Valentine's Day as a work-friendly gift. I will drive to the job and wait for that nigga to come to work, and I will take the flowers that he bought my wife, hug my wife, kiss her, put the flowers on the ground, and step on them in front of his face as she goes into work to start the day. I'm gonna make sure that he knows. Well, okay, let me take that back. My woman, listen. I wish my woman would say, honey, guess what happened at work today? Yeah, you know John that I work with, an accountant. Yeah, John bought me some flowers today. Aren't they nice? Bitch, John did what? And what did you say when he bought the flowers? You said, thank you. That's day nice. I'm going to take them home and put them in water. Bitch, you going to have another nigga flowers in my house? Bitch. Listen, it'd be a problem in my house, Cornelia. It would be a problem. Okay, hold up. No, we friends now, but I'm not gonna go further than friendship. Okay, now Cornelius, that's not the question you asked me though, Cornelius. You didn't say if I got a female friend and a nigga buy her something. You said my woman, Cornelius. Which one is it? Is she your woman or she your friend? Or do you want her to be your woman and she put you in the friend zone and another nigga buying her, another nigga doing the moves you supposed to do, Cornelius? You behind the 8 ball, brother. You got to leave her be, Cornelius. Leave her be. And if you're having sex with her and she your woman, then Cornelius, you got to put your foot down and say, listen, bitch, niggas don't buy you flowers if I'm the one that's laying you down on the roses at home. You got to put your foot down, Cornelius. Don't let a woman play you, man. Listen, if you having sex with a woman and she taking gifts from another nigga, that's because she know you weak and you soft. She's doing it to disrespect you, to see how much disrespect will you take. Don't take no disrespect off a woman, man. If you allow her to disrespect you a little bit, that says to her she can disrespect you a lot. If y'all just friends, Cornelius, if you having sex with her, brother, and she got another nigga buying her anything, then it's an insult to you. I don't care if you just having sex with her and the nigga buy her lunch hoping he can have sex with her. You should care about that brother not playing himself. Don't let no woman use no man. Like if she having sex with you and you know she never gonna have sex with this cat at work, tell her to never let him buy her lunch ever, so that man can go find a woman he'll have sex with and buy lunch for. Don't let no brother waste himself buying lunch for some broad he never gonna have sex with, man. Don't let no other brother play himself out. Some of y'all brothers think that's cool. Like, yeah, man, this is cat trying to have sex with my woman. He be buying her lunch every day. Yeah, I know shit. You say that's extra money for us. He buying her lunch. You a faggot, man. Let that nigga wait. That nigga's a gump. He a goofy. Don't let that nigga waste himself on your woman. That's lunches he could be buying some broad that's actually gonna give him some play one day. And then you're goofy thinking, yeah, he buying lunches. That shit don't mean nothing. The second you get out of line, nigga, he's buying her lunch at the hotel. Your goofy ass. Have a nigga buying your bitch lunch every day at work and try to argue with her. Try to put your foot there. Try to say, bitch, I can't. Whatever, bitch. Go do your thing. Leave, bitch. She will go right to work the next day and blow him in the janitor's closet before lunch. Just to get back at you. Listen, brothers, women's sex ain't the same to women as it is to us. That woman will go use her body to make you feel like shit. She will go suck a penis to make you feel bad. She don't care about the penis sucking. It's nothing to her. She sucked a million penises. Not literally, but your penis wasn't the first, and she didn't care if your penis was the last. She will suck a penis to make you mad. She'll suck a penis to make you angry. You think she cares about that penis? Who cares? That nigga bought her 50 lunches. She would have blew his penis after the first lunch. She didn't make the nigga done bought her. She damn near feel bad she ain't blew his rod in the closet. She waiting for the argument with you to go. At least she feel that she ain't got to guilty conscience no more. This nigga that done bought 50 lunches ain't getting no head. She waiting to argue with you to go suck him off in the closet so she can feel good. At least I gave him something for all these lunches he bought. Your goofy ass the whole time you in a relationship. Yeah, baby, go get them lunches. You texting the bitch while she at lunch eating. Nigga buying her all 6 inch everything, 6-inch subs, taking the bitch to buy popsicles and goddamn, you understand? She sitting there eating, putting everything in her mouth. He buying her hot dogs for lunch. He just watching her eat the hot dogs and imagining one day that'll be me. Your goofy ass texting her the hot dog, baby. Fucking clowns. Still out here, man. Out of line. But come on, niggas. That's what you're doing. Are you setting them up? That's what's coming next. That's what's coming next, Jarvis. I'm getting geared up. But don't do that, brother. God damn, don't do that, man. If she your woman, make her your woman. If you just have it, if you can't just be having sex with her. And here's how I know, Cornelius, because you asked the question in class. You care about this bra. The nigga buying gifts bothers you somehow. That's why you asking me, is it okay? Hell no, it ain't okay. But it's if you allow it, Cornelius. Don't allow no nigga to buy your bitch hot dogs at lunch and watch her put stuff in her face. I don't want no nigga watching my woman put nothing in her face. I'm the only one that get to see stuff going in her face, if you know what I mean. Whether it's food or otherwise. I don't want no nigga studying my woman putting stuff in her mouth. The hell wrong with you? Nigga, I'm not gonna punish no brother that way. I'm gonna free all men from the lust and desire of my woman with stuff going in her face. She gonna eat lunch by herself, goddammit. Let's go to your car and eat lunch. Nah, tell Craig, nah, we good. No more lunches. Nigga better not buy you nothing. I don't give a damn the nigga buying her sneakers, whatever he doing. He don't get to do it no more. A nigga that buy your woman sneakers, he buying her the shoes that he want to have sex with her in. He buy her some Nikes because he thinking, butt naked in the Nikes. He thinking one day them Nikes gonna be next to my head. I'm gonna be looking at them Nikes. You think the nigga just like to buy shoes? No, he plotting. And your woman so goofy that she say, oh, he buy me shoes. Cornelius don't buy me no shoes. Man, don't play yourself, Cornelius. Man up and let that, if you're having sex with her, she's your woman. Whether you acknowledge it or not, go to her. You ain't gotta go to her and say, I'm your woman, I'm your man, girl. Don't be having it. You just say, hey, listen, baby. Tomorrow you go to work, man. Tell Craig, man, don't buy you nothing no more. You ain't got to tell them why. No, just say, hey, you know, Craig, I know we've been friends for a long time, but, you know, I'm uncomfortable with you buying me things. And that's it. That's it, Cornelius. No more buying nothing. That nigga want to buy anything, you know what I'm saying? You know, shit, I don't know. Ain't no nigga buying my woman nothing. Ever. You understand? But you got to train your woman to be better than that. And you can't blame your woman if she don't know not to take gifts from niggas. That's your fault, Cornelius. You supposed to be training her. Don't you know a nigga buying you something is him insulting me? The nigga trying to make me feel some type of way. You goofy ass think that these is just friendly flowers. These ain't friendly flowers. These is the other effing kind of flowers. You think he buying you, cordial lunches. These ain't cordial lunches. You understand? These is, him trying to show her what he about lunches. Don't let no man play with your woman like that. And don't let no woman play with you. That's it on that. We done ran a little bit over the class, y'all, so I'm going to go ahead and clip the class. It's the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rules for new brothers and sisters. When a new brother or sister come into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are here to learn and share themselves with the world. They need transportation. The teacher will arrange it. All right. Salaki, after 6 months, after being in the school, if brother or sister have particular interest in a person, they can seek permission from the heads to court. After that 6 months of courtship, if they believe they are compatible for marriage, they can seek permission from the heads to marry. Tithes, which is the commandment, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Make sure it comes into the school. There's a free priest fund, which is a free will offering for the priest, whatever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Again, this December 10th through the 13th, we're going to be in Las Vegas, Nevada. December 10th through the 13th, we'll be in Las Vegas, Nevada, celebrating with the camp out there. So if you brothers and sisters in the Pacific area want to travel and come get down with us out there in Las Vegas, start to make your plans or get in contact with the brothers of the Las Vegas school. All right. And with that, any brothers want to be troopers in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, I imagine, which means we stand. Me and Israel give one courtesy salute. Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shah, Barak Atham. The Most High bless you in the name of Yahweh Shah. Yajam Matah, hands down. Sar, turn her face to sisters. Men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Shema, Alathan Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. It's the Most High watch over you in the name of Yahweh Shah, Yajam Matah. Class dismissed. All right. Most High.